Chris, what is our fifth and final main topic
Why
today?
would he watch the pizza? Vamadatt writes in, good day, John. I hope you know that you may have to buy Ray that hot toy after all. Yay, Ray! I've been reading reports that showtimes of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness have been selling out quickly. With the movie opening in America today, I wanted to know just how big you think this film can be at the box office.
All right. Thanks a lot for saying that in, man. And yeah, look, today is the day. It is indeed game day. The trucks are pulling into the parking lot. The tailgating has begun. People are painting up their faces. It's the day. It's here. We've been talking about it for like a year and a half, but it's here. Doctor Strange, we're watching it today. Very psyched. Now the question, how many other people are psyched? How many people are going to go out and watch this thing? Will this thing be a very respectable $150, $160 million opening? Will it be a monstrous opening with $200 million plus? Only a handful of films in cinematic history have ever done that. But we're starting to get a look at the numbers. Let's take a look at this. This is what the folks over at Box Office Pro had to say. They said the following. They said, Multiverse of Madness has long been tracking for a debut of over 165 million, with incremental shifts upwards in recent weeks as buzz and pre-sales have impressed to the point of increasing the chances for what could become just the second May release in history to eclipse the $200 million threshold. The only other time it's happened? 2012's The Avengers, when it set then an all-time record with 207.4 million, a milestone perhaps fittingly celebrating its 10th anniversary this weekend. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness opening weekend range, $192 to $222 million. Now, first and most importantly, I think that everybody would agree, it looks like I won't have to buy Ray that hot toy. At $266, maybe a little bit outside of the range.
You should do it anyway.
Yeah.
The hell with that. You buy him a hot toy. You give him one of your hot toys. You got
It'll take a long time to ship here anyways. Might be a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I might not even
to
get
the
here.
island takes a while to get there. So
who knows?
Yeah, there's
Ship me a
supply
box
chain
of
issues
rocks,
to
it'll help.
Minority Island.
But 192 to 222. Let's put this into a little bit of context here, shall we? Let's bring up this. This is the all-time opening weekend box office records, all right? Obviously got Avengers Endgame, which ain't anything going to touch for my children's children. It's 357 million. Spider-Man No Way Home came in second at 260. Avengers Infinity War 257. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens 247. But here's the interesting thing. With Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, opening to $220 million, it is theoretically possible, however unlikely, that should Doctor Strange come in at the upper end of that forecast that Box Office Pro is saying, that 192 to 222, if it does hit the top end of that, you are talking about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness becoming the fifth biggest film opening in the history of cinema. The fifth biggest opening in the history of cinema. If it is able to do that. Even if it doesn't, if it just gets over 208, at least becomes number 6, but it could be cracking into the top 5. And the reason why this is so significant, besides just a new film entering the top 5 of the biggest openings in cinematic history, is already a big deal, but it would become the second film to join the top 5 in the post-pandemic era, which is also in itself incredibly impressive. Can it crack that top 5? Can it come into the top 5 of that range? Well, here, take a look at this. This is the Showtime chart for the AMC Theater in New York Times Square. The AMC Theater in New York Times Square has 70 showings.
It looks like
today.
Bingo. It looks
This
like
is
a
just
bingo
today?
card.
Today for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. They have showtime starting at 3 p.m., 3:05, 3:15, 3:30, 3:45, 4:15, 4:35, 4:45, 5 p.m., 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, 6:05, 6:15, blah. Every 5 to 15 minutes, they have a new screening start. This ain't even all of them.
This does make the Times Square M&M store make more sense to me, though.
So you're starting to look at this, and like, I just out of curiosity, I jumped on and chipped to my AMC app, and I started to look at showtimes. I'm not going to say they were all completely full, but they were all to the point that there were only a smattering of a couple of single seats here and there that were still available. People have been getting excited about this, and the theater's preparing for big deal. Now, look, I said a long time ago, if this movie opens to over $165 million, that is a huge win. That's a massive, massive opening. If this thing gets over 200, hell, if this thing gets over 220, becomes one of the top 5 all-time opening films in history. Listen, I get it. Because of what Marvel and Star Wars recently has been doing, all that kind of stuff, we become a little desensitized to the notion of what really big numbers are. We think, oh, everything hits $1 billion, and that's clearly not the case. But I think people need to appreciate the sense of history if it indeed does climb over that 220 mark. Will it? I don't know. Again, that is the upper end of Box Office Pro's projections. But if it does, everybody needs to take a step back and just kind of appreciate historically what it is we're seeing happening here, because I think that would be pretty damn impressive. Anyway, Rob, you're seeing these projections. We're now here. The day is upon us. The movie is opening. What do you see Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness doing business-wise?
Well, this is where the 2-hour running time comes in as well.
Oh, it's going to be real helpful.
I mean, if you, even 30 more minutes is less shows a day. And what you just showed, 70 showtimes in a day in one theater in New York? I mean, I think that New York theater, is that the Burbank, the AMC 25 that's in Times Square? Was that what that?
I don't know. I just not called the 25. It's called the AMC Times Square, I think.
No, that's the busiest theater.
That is their number one theater.
in Burbank is the second busiest. Yeah. If you've got a 2-hour movie playing in every theater, and they're scheduling showtimes every 15 minutes on a rotating basis, that's a lot of money.
If they sell out.
If they sell out. But you were saying you just a smattering of seats. I mean,
here in Burbank, at any rate.
That's pretty good. And I think that, like you said, there's this excitement. And with a 2-hour show, they get more. They'll shoehorn in another. They might even start 2 hours early and end 2 hours later. Get that cheddar. This is going to be a huge opening. I think, regardless of whether it's at the low end 165 million, at the high end 220. That's huge.
Well, they're saying their range is their low end of Box Office Pro, saying their low end range is 192.
Well, that's in the top. That's got to be in the 98th or 97th percentile.
I think it puts it even at the bottom of the range. I think it puts it in the top 12 or 13 of all time.
Look, I think what's really great about this is you can talk about, well, Marvel represents the death of cinema. No, it doesn't. The fact is, people are excited to go to the movies again. You put things, the fact that Everything Everywhere All at Once, a little independent movie has not dropped in the box office in 6 weeks. Word of mouth, people are loving the movies now. And you've got this kicking off the box office. We got Top Gun Maverick coming out. Our friend Cliff Stevenson said, Tom Cruise movies never open to $100 million.
This one will.
I said this one's going to open to $100 million. And that was before I saw it. After seeing it, I'm like, it's going to open to $100 million. Movies are back, baby. People are excited. I like
Sonic
seeing this
2's
happen.
doing great.
Sonic 2 is doing great. I mean, this is really. I'm sure that. I mean, if you work at Netflix today, you might feel differently. But I mean, I think that it's. I think it's good
that's
for
part
the
of it, though, right? You want to go see movies in a movie theater.
Yeah.
We don't want to see them in our house as much anymore. We want to experience movies as they're meant to be experienced with other people, where we have that wonderful communal experience of, oh my gosh, I don't know you from Adam, and we are going through the exact same emotional journey, and you could live a totally different life than me, but here we are in this theater, brought together through this amazing storytelling.
And not only that, I mean, they brought 3D back too.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to see this in the IMAX in the Chinese with my friend Dave. Because they've got laser projection 3D, the best 3D I've ever seen. And I haven't been excited to go see a 3D movie in years. I'm stoked, dude.
I've never been excited to see a 3D movie.
Oh, man.
So.
The first Doctor Strange in 3D, though, was dope.
Yeah.
That was so good.
It was.
Oh.
Would you like to borrow my 3D Blu-ray?
Honestly, yes.
Oh, there you go.
Well, Chris, what about you? Well,
No.
actually, no, Rob, let me go back to you on this
for it,
just
Rob.
quick. I need a prediction. What is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness going to open to?
210.
210. I like that number. Chris, you're seeing these numbers. Where do you think this range, 192, 222, can it crack the top 5? What do you think it's going to do here?
I really want it to do well so Ray gets a toy.
Yep.
Well, I mean, even the top range is about 40 million off from getting the toy.
I do think we're probably going to be doing something like a 220 here, but I think it's going to be, I think it's going to do really well. I think people are really excited about this. I think people loved WandaVision. They loved Spider-Man No Way Home. And I think everything even if it has been too much marketing to some people, right? I think everything they've done for this marketing campaign is going to put so many butts in seats, including the casual Marvel film goer.
See, brings up an interesting discussion too, because we were talking the other day about the fact that, Kevin Feige wasn't happy with how much the marketing was
Papa
showing.
Feige was mad.
Until Monday.
Until Monday. Here's the reality. I still remember going back before that Doctor Strange trailer that first let us hear and see a bit of Patrick Stewart as Professor X in it. I still remember a lot of people who were writing into this show saying, I don't feel any buzz for Doctor Strange. I don't feel any excitement for Doctor Strange and blah, blah. Well, guess what? With Marvel and Disney, I should say, taking the control out of Kevin Feige's hands and doing too much marketing, depending on who you ask, if this thing does crack the top 5 openings in cinematic history, you're going to see Disney doing a lot more of it. Yep. You're going to see everybody doing a lot more of it. And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's up to you to decide. Ray, I want to ask you this. I mean, look, I'm not going to hold you to the 266, but what
267, baby.
Does it open on your island today too?
No.
No, he's got to travel international.
We don't even have 3D here. Come on.
So,
like ever?
No. But a serious
yeah, where do you think?
234.
So you think it's going to exceed expectations?
Because I'm just hoping that there's going to be a lot of people like me who, just in case they didn't know it was in 3D, will watch it at least a second time in 3D. Because even Kevin Feige says, the first one was their best 3D film. I don't know how many they released.
And he said this is way better in 3D.
And this is way better. So I'm hoping we at least get those second viewers like me. Like, I'm going to try to get a ticket.
I'm going to be one of those too.
By the way, there's something we're forgetting to mention. The Avatar 2, The Way of Water trailer.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Play with
front
Doctor
of the
Strange.
3D versions of this. So
there's that too. But also for people like Ray, we were talking about the 70 screen times, right? The fact that this movie is just a hair over 2 hours, I think that's going to encourage a lot of people to go back and watch it a second time this weekend, because they're going to feel like it's not a 3-hour commitment. It's like, okay, it's a 2-hour commitment. I can go do that. So that might help it as well. All right. I'm going to give you now the definitive answer.
No, you're not.
208.
Oh,
that was like a Price is Right Showcase Showdown. You
I
underbid
know.
me by
That's cheating. You went
But
you
you're
undercut all of us.
211. You're closer.
That's true.
So, I mean, I'm going to go 208. I think it's going to be huge, monstrous, over $200 million opening, massive. I'm going to come short of that. But listen, if they're projecting 222 as a top roof, it could exceed that. And it could come much closer to what Ray is saying here with the 230. So we're just going to have to wait and see. We'll have a better idea once we see it. Question is for you guys. What do you think about this? The day is upon us. The day is nigh. Doctor Strange is here. And it's going to be in theaters. Do you sense a lot of people going to it? Some of you maybe have already seen it, depending on what market you live in. Do you already plan on seeing it multiple times this weekend? How much do you think this movie's going to end up making this weekend? You know what? Why don't I make a poll out of that right now? We're gonna poll this. I'm gonna say, let me see if I can get this to work. I don't think I'm gonna. Oh yeah, will Doctor Strange 2 make over or under 220? Will Doctor Strange make over or under 220? We'll say over. Maybe if I spell it right. And we will say under. And then we'll post it. Okay, so we're asking over or under 220. Rob, let me just check in with you first. You said 210, so I'm assuming you're going to go with the under on 220.
Under on 220.
Chris, it sounds like you might go over.
I said at 220, but I'm cautiously optimistic it'll go over.
Okay, so you're gonna lean on the over. Ray, you're taking the over on.
Yeah, I already voted.
All right.
I voted too.
I am taking the under right now. So let's go over to the poll here. So far, about 700 of you guys have voted already. 61% of you right now think it's going to make over 220 million. 62%. We're now at closing in on 1,000 votes. 38% of you guys are saying under. So it's still hanging in there. 63% are saying it's going to go over. 37% are saying it's going to be under. Either way, I think we can all agree it's going to make an awful lot of money. Question is for you. How much do you think Doctor Strange is going to make this weekend? Will it get that 220 mark? Will it crack the top 5? Whatever you guys think, jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Manscaped. Now, guys, you know I love Manscaped. You've heard me go on and on about the Lawnmower 4.0 and that body wash. I love it so much. And so we got to ask, guys, have you started your spring cleaning yet? The carpets need cleaning, the drapes need dusting, and your lawn needs mowing, gentlemen. And you guys know Manscaped is more than just one product. They have a whole lineup of products to help you guys feeling, smelling, and looking your best. And so Manscaped is proud to present to you the Performance Package 4.0, which is the only tool that you need to keep your boys looking, smelling, and feeling good this spring. Now, to start off with, you get the Lawnmower 4.0. Guys, we have talked about this. What is wrong with us? Why have we for so long been using these terrible tools that were never meant for cutting our hair down there? The razor clipper things on our electric razors. That's barbaric, guys. You need the Lawnmower 4.0. And then there's the Weed Whacker. You guys have heard our own Ray Ora talk about this thing. He loves using it to get that hair in your nose and the ear hair. And then they offer lots of other stuff like the Crop Preserver. It's an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. The Crop Reviver. It's a spray-on toner for your balls. And of course, they've got the perfect grooming tool for your face with the Plow 2.0, the perfect razor for the finest shave on that face. So guys, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code CAMPEA. That's CAMPEA at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the promo code Campea at manscaped.com. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life.